Alright everybody, welcome to episode 215 of Psycho's Platters. Always powered by coffee, always in the I'm Batman mug. But anyways, so I think we're going to call this episode Picking with Psycho, and I'll explain in a minute on that one. But I wanted to show you, I got my, if you could see it, my Molly Hatchet 2002 tour shirt, yeah. And I know, bear with me on this, that yes, back in 2002, there was no original members in the band. In fact, there's no original members in the band now. They, due to Dave Hulbeck's death earlier this year, they're back to being a tribute band again. In essence, the most longest member there is John Galvin, who came in late '83. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. So the thing is that I know, and I'm still prepping a 45 show, okay? I haven't forgot about vinyl, but I'm not doing CD reviews either. But I decided I happened to go through my my lockbox, okay? And that's where I keep all my ticket stubs, well, most of my ticket stubs, and guitar picks that I have collected over the years, and I wanted to show you some of them and give you some stories. Firstly, though, let's see here. What can we do? I'll show you. These are a lot of the concerts that I went to over the last, well, almost maybe 20 years worth. Almost. There is a few missing, unfortunately, but let's see here. Bush. Earlier this year in May, that was an awesome damn concert. Gavin Rossdale running around that stage like he was 20 years old. That was crazy. Bush. October of '07, ZZ Top. Yes, I was trying to remember when I saw ZZ. One of the most awesome gigs that I saw with them. It was a little bit surreal in parts. The opening act for this ZZ Top show, Blackberry Smoke. Yes, I love Blackberry Smoke. If you haven't heard of Blackberry Smoke, go on YouTube and go listen to Blackberry Smoke and go buy some of their CDs. Let's see here. This one here, I know this one got kind of worn out a little bit, but Elle King. Elle King, yes, that was also this year. I've become an Elle King fan. I actually like her. She's actually the daughter of Rob Schneider. Yeah, that Rob Schneider. This one here, I found my Brady Theater stub for Midsummer Night with the Monkees. That's right, from the 13 tour. Very, very awesome show. I managed to get Christian Nesmith to sign the back of the ticket stub when I met him afterwards. He was the only guy that came out to meet with people and sign autographs. September of 2003 in Rockford, Quiet Riot. Yes, Quiet Riot. I'm so glad I went to this. This was the show that there wasn't even 50 people at that gig due to weather-related incidents. But we are talking the classic early 80s lineup of Quiet Riot. This was the last tour that they would all band together before people started splitting off again. Also, July 2005, Deep Purple over at Rockford's Davis Park, the waterfront. Excellent, excellent show. It doesn't probably mention on here, but the opening band for the Deep Purple gig was Mountain. Oh, man. Oh, two excellent bands that day. Two excellent bands. Here's my 2000 ticket stub. I cannot seem to find the 98 one. Well, maybe I do. From Kiss. Yes, this is when I saw them at the Rockford Metro Center in September of 2000. There was the farewell tour. Ha ha ha. This was the one where Peter Criss pretty much ignored us. We got there early, but we got to meet almost everyone from Skid Row. They were awesome, and drumming for Ted Nugent at the time was none other than drumming legend Tommy Aldridge. Got to meet him too and talk to him. Really, really nice. Don't roll your eyes too much on this, but like I said, I did have stepchildren at one point or another. One of them was a teeny bopper, boy band stuff. So yeah, we saw LFO, and I don't even know whose autograph this is, but we met we did meet LFO in essence. They came off the tour bus back in 2000. But the funny part about it is that also was that was the first time I actually I don't want to say met Rick Nielsen, but that was the first time that I became a super fan of Trick, because he showed up before that gig for his daughter. Here was an autograph really quick I grabbed from my workplace to Paul Kevin Cronin REO Speedwagon. Yes, I met him at my old job in I had a part-time job in southern Wisconsin, along with, different place though, Bill Murray. Yeah, I got to meet Bill Murray too. He's a lot, back when I met him for Groundhog Day, he was a lot nicer to kids than he was adults, but he still was a very cool dude. Leon Russell in 2003 at the Woodstock Opera House. If you ever, for some reason, have to go to Northwest Illinois and there's a concert that's a cool concert at Woodstock Opera House, go. The acoustics are beautiful there. It's over 100 years old and it's in downtown Woodstock, Illinois. I have seen tons of bands there. Down here, 2008, Seether was the one here, Fayetteville Town Center, which is downtown Fayetteville. The ones that aren't mentioned on this ticket, though, it was an excellent triple bill, actually. It was Blackstone Cherry, Theory of a Dead Man, and Seether. All three bands played excellent. Seether was the only one that didn't do a meet and greet, but my daughter and I, we got a picture with Theory of a Dead Man, and I got to meet all the members of Blackstone Cherry. Awesome bands. I like them all. That's what we saw Seether for. Another Leon Russell. This was March of 2005. Each time afterwards, I got his autograph, but I didn't get to meet him per se. You just got taken to the bus, and the handlers did the merchandise, which was awesome. So I've got a bunch of signed albums. Very cool that I'm glad I got to see this show, but very strange gig as well. Halloween 2004 in DeKalb at the Complication Center in Illinois. Bob Dylan and his band, that's right. Augie Myers was ill during that tour. He was a former member of the Sir Douglas Quintet and the Doug Sam Band in Texas Tornadoes, but so Bob Dylan ended up doing mostly keyboards and a little bit of harmonica. He did not touch his guitar one bit at all. Also, David Mansfield on this tour playing mandolin. My God, was that an awesome gig. This one here, I apologize, I cannot remember what year. It just says Friday, April 25th. It was also downtown Fayetteville. This one was Shooter Jennings' 38 Special, which was the second time I'd see 38. No, third time. It was the third and final time I saw 38, because they're in essence a tribute band now as well. And Charlie Daniels, awesome show. I got up really close on that one. This one here, September 2010, I know, half tickets, right? This was torn. This nightclub, it was a small club, doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But the Bayou in downtown Rogers, Arkansas did try. This one was Bernard Allison, Luther Allison's kid. Great band, seriously. And he did a really good job. July of '09, the Cowsills in Branson, Missouri. That was an excellent gig with surprise appearances by Bruce Johnston and John Cowsill from the Beach Boys, also in that as well. This one here, first time I saw 38 Special, September of '03. This was the night before the Quiet Riot gig at Oscar Fest, which was near downtown Rockford. Another cool concert I'm glad I went to, but a very strange gig. April 2010, Levon Helm at the Old Amp down in Fayetteville. Very strange gig. I'm not gonna lie, there was only 3 familiar songs that I remember. Rag Mama Rag, and then the last 2, the encore was The Wait and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. They did those, but I'm glad I saw him before he passed. This one here is kind of smudged, but when I saw Ray Stevens in Branson, Missouri, got his autograph too from a handler. This was like one of my first concerts. I actually went back into going to see concerts again. I said Thanksgiving night of '99. I was wrong, but it was Thanksgiving weekend of '99 at the Opera House. Don McLean, yes, Mr. American Pie himself, second row. Oh, awesome, awesome. I did find, this is my '98 Kiss ticket. It's almost faded completely. The opening band was Econoline Crush, which was a Canadian outfit that went and did 2 albums and went nowhere. Literally the next gig after this was Collective Soul. I'm like, I would have loved to have seen Collective Soul back in that time. This one here, Primus. Yeah, Primus came down here to Fayetteville. I actually shot a few clips of that and they're on my channel if you're a Primus fan. For the life of me, I'm sorry, I don't remember the opening band for Primus, but this was a cool gig too. This one here, Cheap Trick. It's a cassette cover, but it's autographed by Rick Nielsen and Bunny Carlos. Yeah, very nice. They were very nice to me back in, this was 2004. I saw that. Al Stewart from 2005, another excellent, still excellent musician. If he comes to your neighborhood, go check him out. You will not be sorry on that. And then finally, of course, the last concert that I've gone to, Kiss, in September of '17, which I am so glad I got to go with my son John. I try to go with some family members, and like I said, I think I've taken every one of my kids to a concert with just me and them. If I remember correctly, I've done that. Yeah, because Mike and I went to go see Charlie Daniels, Cow's Hills, a bunch of them. Katie with The Theory of a Dead Man, John with Kiss, James went with me to Candlebox, and Brittany went with me to Pat Benatar. So, okay, the picks. All right, I'll show you this one first because, like I said, I ended up putting them in different things. This has to do with the shirt, actually. The Molly Hatchet ticket stub. I hung on to that. This was November 2002. I got everybody in the band to sign it. Like I said, I've got John Galvin's, I've got Bobby Ingram's. Bobby Ingram came into the band in 1989, and if I remember correctly, he's the one that holds the copyright, the trademark to Molly Hatchet. And then I got a bunch of different picks from that. I hate to admit this, but I think I know that I know one of these is Ingram's, and one of them was Phil's. He's the one that replaced Danny Joe Brown. But so yeah, so these are the Molly Hatchet ones. Then I've got other ones. Some you've seen before, some you haven't, so bear with me. This one here, of course, this is a Gene pick from the Kiss World from this year. This is the ones that from Fayetteville. I could thank Ken Marth for that. Ken Marth, I'm sorry. Ken Withers, I'm tired, guys. I'm tired, I'm sorry. Here's the other one here. This is a Paul pick from the same tour. Let's see, what else do I got here? Okay, here's the Neil Giraldo pick. This one here, actually, this pick kind of comes with a very strange story. Originally, when I saw Pat Benatar, it was outdoors at the original, at the old amp. Okay, this would have been, oh god, 2009, 2010. We're gonna say. We're just gonna throw that out there. It could have been a little later. I know she was just doing greatest hits. There was no new album at the time. And I took Brittany with on the second time when she had to reschedule. With this pick, though, I managed to get this at the first gig. They canceled Pat. The two openers, I don't know why there was two opening acts. They were whatever. They were all right, but they weren't great. Local and a regional singer. But Pat was scheduled to go on literally within 10 minutes. And the amp was an outdoor venue with a very large tent. It was kind of strange. It was in a mall parking lot. It could hold about 3,000, maybe 3,500 people max on a really good show. This one, because of the weather, I just want to say maybe there was a couple hundred people. Couple hundred because of the weather. It looked like there was going to be a tornado. I'm not kidding you. And we looked up in the sky. It was raining. It was minorly hailing. They cut the gig. They cut the gig short. And believe it or not, if they would have waited 30 more minutes, the storm passed. So she ended up having to reschedule. She ended up coming to Walton Arts Center. We got last row, literally nosebleed. I was a little pissed about that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they were free tickets, but still, I'm like, yeah. But I ended up getting Neil's pick. And I thought that was kind of cool because I asked the roadie people that. Saw Foghat a few years ago at a free gig at Cherokee Casino on the Oklahoma-Arkansas border. And at the end of the Foghat, they were throwing picks out. This is Charlie Hune's pick. Of course, Charlie Hune, not an original member. Roger Earl is an original member, but Charlie Hune's been with the band for many years. He got his start, if I remember correctly, Humble Pie. He worked with Ted Nugent as well for a little while, so I was glad to get that pick. He was throwing those out. Here's a Cheap Trick Rick Nielsen pick. I'm sorry, but since I've met him 3 times, I don't remember which picks were the first, okay? But I'm very nice, like I said, very grateful. Here's another Rick Nielsen pick. Alright, this one here, blues guitar player. When Black Oak, Arkansas did the free show at Harley Davidson here in town, Anthony Gomez had a new band called, if I remember correctly, Space Cowboys. And I remember Anthony Gomez, he used to play at this closed down club called Porter's Oyster House in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And I saw him play years ago at that. This Fender pick, for the life of me, if I remember correctly, I think the Fender pick was one of Al's. I think this was maybe Al Stewart's pick, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that too. Here's another one from the Kiss Cruise from Ken Withers from last year. Very cool on that. From the 2016 Freedom to Rock, Kiss. Another Ken one from here. Tommy's pick. Tommy Thayer's pick. Here's a kind of cool one from Rick Nielsen. Because of this was why. This was the first time I met him, because he still had the goatee. I remember that. That was in 2000 at the LFO concert. He was in a hurry. He ended up giving me, through a newswoman, go figure, he gave me this pick through her, and apologized that he couldn't stick around. I was still happy to all get out. John Oates from Hall & Oates, when I saw him back in 2011, I want to say, he made Fayetteville his last stop. The Moonlight Mile was at that time, latest John Oates solo. Go check out John Oates' solo stuff. I think you'd appreciate it. I know this undescript red pick pretty much. The guitar player for Eric Burden and the New Animals. I got it from him. I don't even remember the dude's name. I'm sorry, but I do remember, because this was a very odd pick. This one here from Night Ranger. Yeah, I got Brad Gillis's pick. Yeah, Brad was an awesome. Every member of Night Ranger in 2005 when I met him were totally awesome. I was very glad to have that backstage experience, working security along with other things for them too. So very cool to get the Night Ranger pick. Here's another Kiss Freedom to Rock. This one here is a Paul Stanley pick for this one too. I'm almost done, guys. This one here, I know, nondescript pick. I mean, it is a Fender pick, but it's nicely multicolored. This one, believe it or not, I remember was, I got this from the guitar player of Spin Doctors. They ended up doing a free show in Rockford 12, 13 years ago, if I remember correct. I have a picture of me and the lead singer. He was very awesome. Foreigner 2005. Yeah, I saw him at Woodstock, well, near Woodstock, Illinois, at an airport. It was an empty airport, and I can't remember the opening band. They were cool. And then it was followed by Brian Howe from Bad Company, formerly of Bad Company and Nugent, and he was good too. And then lastly, I have, when I saw Wishbone Ash at a small club in Poplar Grove, Illinois, it was Chubby Rain, House of Blues. That was the name of it. Andy Powell, who is one of the original members of Wishbone Ash, he does the United States gigs, and Martin Turner does the UK gigs. He was the original bass player. But I got to meet Andy Powell. Very awesome gentleman. Got him to sign my copy of Argus on vinyl, along with a bunch of other ones. So that's it for the picks and the concert tickets. I have some set lists lying around, but we'll save that for another episode. I did gain a few subscribers. Thank you very much. The one right off the bat I saw was Rick Motts. Thank you very much, Rick, and other fans here too, for subscribing to Psycho's Platters. You will not be disappointed. I try to keep things educational and amusing, to say the least. But you know what? In the comments below, what's your favorite concert memento? What is your favorite concert memento? Do you still have ticket stubs, guitar picks, drumsticks? Oh, I've come close twice. Quiet Riot, Frankie Bonelli was the latest. Well, latest, but that was the last time I almost caught a drumstick, I think. No, I'm sorry. Candlebox. I almost did catch the ones from Candlebox. But, so what's your favorite memento? Pick, drumsticks, set lists, interesting maybe meet and greet backstage stories, concert tickets, things like that. Put it in the comments below. Always remember, kids, to like and sub Psycho's Platters if you haven't. We got more interesting things, I think, coming up in 2018, which we'll talk about in the future. But hopefully the next episode will be a 45 episode. I'm working on it, guys. But take care, God bless, rock on, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.